initiatives to push the needle on DE&I, but the diversity within the DE&I does not include disabilities. Why do you think this is the case?
Yeah, this is the million-dollar question, right? Like, why not? And many of you might be sitting here thinking, well, we do include disability as a part of our DE&I plan, and if you do, thank you for starting that conversation, and if you don't, that's okay. And I think one of the reasons that it's challenging is for two reasons. Number one, oftentimes individuals with disabilities cannot speak up for themselves. Okay? So if you think about diversity, there are a lot of groups that can. Maybe they don't feel like they can, but they have the ability to. If you think about a lot of the people that we serve, maybe it's their parents that are speaking up for them, just like New Ventures started. It's a parent group that started New Ventures. But if you can imagine, if you are a parent in the room, and I have 3 typical children, how challenging it is to work a full-time job and raise a child with special needs. It takes $250,000 to raise a typical child. It takes $2.5 million to raise a child with special needs. So think about that in terms of the challenges that parents face when raising a child. And then when they're 21, they can go to school till they're 21, and then guess what happens when they're 21? Lack of services. So not only is it about the job and speaking up for their children for the job, but it's also about where are they going to go during the day so I can keep my job, so I can provide for my family. So oftentimes it is just the simple fact that our individuals can't speak up for themselves, and it takes those of us that are here in the room to speak up on their behalf. The second reason is just uncomfortability. What we know about the trajectory of inclusion with people with disabilities is many of you in the room, when you went to school and when you were in kindergarten, when you walked into school, where was the special ed class? It was in the back of the school or in the trailer. What did that communicate to your brain? It communicated to your brain there was a reason that they were separate. There's something scary about them, right? And we've come a long way. So the people that will be sitting in your place, hopefully 10, 15 years from now, will think differently about inclusion. But it's the simple fact that many of us in the room, we included, people with disabilities were separated. So when we were children, we don't have that neural cycle to tell us it's okay, it's normal. This is how you interact with someone in a wheelchair. This is how you interact with someone who has autism. So we have a big barrier to cross, right? We have to have that opportunity to have some good interactions, to rebuild our neural cycles, to tell us it's okay, and this is how they can fit into our businesses. And I think those are the two main reasons.
Thank you. Alejandro, this question is for